A professional tennis player needs to be super aggressive if the ball is easy, or if he doesn't attack that ball, if you don't put too much pressure in his opponent, of course he's going to lose the point. Of course he's not going to have any chance because the level is too high, the speed is too high, and he cannot have any chance if you just put one more ball there. The truth is that for 99.9% of players, for you, for me, for everyone watching these videos on YouTube, this is not the reality for us. This is not what's going to help you win more tournaments, and that's why you keep losing, and that's why you never get better. That's why you never win many tournaments, because you don't play the game that actually is going to work for you. You're not going to be a professional, or you are not a professional right now, so don't try to do that exactly in your journey right now. What I recommend for you, the first thing to help you understand how can you win more, this is of course too many things, it's not just one thing, but the priority that you should start being good at that is to be consistent. You need to be able to control 100 balls over the net or 200 balls over the net and be consistent, play deep, play with good control. I mean, after being consistent, you need to dominate playing cross court, down the line, to choose some areas on the court and always aim for that and be consistent, having control. And for this you also need a lot of fitness. So if you are consistent but you don't have a good physical condition, you will not be able to win more matches. If you are not ready to be on court 3-4 hours for one match, imagine for 5 matches, because imagine you have 3 good matches in one tournament, or even 4 to do in one weekend or in 3 days. If you don't have the fitness, you will not be able to win the match. So competing, understanding or knowing that you are not good physically, I think is a big mistake, and is what happens with the majority of us, or I mean you that are watching. So what I recommend is to work first the aerobic resistance. I mean, you need to run outside or anywhere you can run 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, be able to work on that consistency and resistance, and then you can work the anaerobic lactic and alactic resistance, that is to run 1.5 minutes and rest 30 seconds, or the alactic is to run 15 seconds or 10 seconds max sprint and then rest the same amount of time. So if you do 15 seconds sprint, you rest 15 seconds and then you run again sprint, and you do this for 5 or 10 minutes, that you are working more specific. Or what I recommend is to choose a footwork, let's say close stance, for example, 1, 2, recover, 1, 2, split, and go again. Or to work, for example, open stance here, you do open stance, you put the cone there, you do 1, 2, split, you go around the cone, split step, and you go again. Do this for as many balls as you can, and you are working on fitness, you are working on your footwork. You can adjust some detail or some specific thing on the technique that you are working, and you can work a lot of things at the same time. And one thing that I like to work for your fitness also is to work on your fitness when you are tired also, because sometimes when you are tired you lose coordination, and if you are in a match, let's say third set in the final, if you are too tired and if you are not used to work on your fitness when you are in this situation, you can be weaker than your opponent, you can lose because you are not ready for that. And also I want to say that to win more matches, to have more fun, to win more tournaments, you need to be able to get better by missing more. And you need to learn from mistakes. I mean, in tennis, in life, in anything you want to be good, you need to learn. You need in another things to embrace the cringe. Here you will not be that cringe, but you really need to fail. You need to learn from mistakes. You need to get better. And even Wawrinka has written, I think, ever tried, ever fail, no matter, try again, fail better. So this, I think, is the right mentality for tennis, is the right one for you to approach tennis and to accept that, okay, this is a game of mistakes, at least for my level, for 99.9% of people in the world. So if I miss less, I will win more. And then what I think is gonna make the difference, and this is the most important thing, is to be consistent. But every time you have a ball that is short, or a ball that you feel that you can accelerate with all your power and make the difference with that shot, you need to go for it. You cannot be afraid, and you need to put pressure on your opponent. For that, you need to have a shot that you can dominate, and usually is the forehand. Of course, you need a really good, powerful forehand, a forehand with semi-western grip that I always recommend, a forehand that you can open angles, be aggressive, play flat, play with top spin, play high, do drop shots. This forehand can make all the difference. Your opponent never know what to expect. You can play short balls, deep balls, high balls, low balls, slice, you can do whatever you want. This will make a huge difference. And also another thing that is going to help you is to approach the practice with the mentality, okay, I need to get better. And the mistake I see in many of you, in maybe 90% of people that play with me and my students is, okay, I go to the practice, I need to feel happy, so let me just play slow, play inside, and okay, I'll be happy because I don't miss. And this for me, I don't like this, is not the mentality that I like for my students, and I don't think you will get better by just not missing and by just playing comfortable like that. So what I like is you to go to the practice, be as aggressive as possible, work on your fitness, and that's why here I go against some professional academies that I had basically to understand, for you to understand a little bit, is I had a coach that had a really different mentality of the mentality that I learned how to teach. So I learned how to teach in one academy with high professional players, with the players that are playing ITFs, international tournaments, going for futures and practicing 5 hours a day. And my coach was the coach that, okay, 1 or 2 hours with good rhythm and with high intensity are enough to play good tennis. Of course, not one, not other, because what I felt is that players that are living there and studying less to play more tennis in academies like Nadal Academy or any other academy, they are tired of being there. 5 hours is a lot. I was even living in the residence with them. I knew how they felt. They didn't care that much. They were tired. They were just playing just to play. While me, with 2 hours on the court, I was always full power, full intensity. So I think if you can balance 2 or 3 hours and do some fitness, do another activities outside of the court, and do something else apart from tennis, I think you will get better because you can dedicate better time and more focus on that. And this will help you to play more aggressive if you do the thing that my coach used to do, that I go to the court and I need to play as aggressive as possible and move as fast as possible, and this is all connected. So basically, if you play super fast, okay, you force yourself to move more, you are lower, you are more focused. If you miss, you forget a little bit about the mistake, or you think, how can I fix this fast to play the next ball inside? Because once you miss, you have another ball to play. And I think this is much better than going to the court and just playing like that and just controlling some balls. I don't think this is the right approach to tennis, is not what I like, and I don't think this is gonna help you win more, because for me, what makes the difference, what made the difference to win so many tournaments is, okay, I go to the tournaments, and this was my biggest challenge when I was a kid, is, okay, how can I beat a player like me? And a player like me, I think, is the most difficult to beat for us. That is a player that is super consistent, that can play here comfortable, and also can attack really well balls, has a good fitness, has the right mentality, don't show emotions, and can be on the court for 3, 4, 5 hours and not get tired and be ready for the next shot. This is the most difficult player to beat. And what I what I tried to do was I tried to read as much as I could. I tried to understand, how can I beat this player. The first thing is to accept, okay, I need to be stronger physically than him. So I used to work out a little bit at home. I didn't know what to do, but I was doing jumping ropes, running, anything that can give me more fitness, because I didn't have a personal trainer to work on that. So I did. And then I needed to go to the court and see, okay, now we are being consistent. How can I make the difference? And the difference is with the forehand. The difference is to choose the right ball, the ball that you are used to do on the practice. Because in the practice, if your level, let's say, is 100, if you play 150 on the practice, even if you miss more, you increase your rhythm, you develop more fast fibers. So in that ball, in the match, when you have the right ball, you already know, okay, this ball I will play in, and I can be more aggressive, because when I do this in the practice, I have 99% of balls inside when I have this ball. And if you are in the match and if you have that exact ball, you know, okay, this is the ball I can be aggressive. This is the ball I can make the difference. And then you don't need to be afraid to hit that ball. Go for it, and at the same time, be consistent. So this is really difficult to balance, but it's really important, is to accept, okay, I cannot give 3 points to my opponent, because if I give 3 points, I also give more freedom to him, and he relaxes more. And when he's more relaxed, also he can win more, and he can play his own level. If he always under pressure, if he never knows what to do, because you don't know what to do against you, because you never miss, you can attack easy balls. So basically, imagine this is a question for you. Imagine you are going to play against me, I never miss, and I can attack the balls that you give me a little bit shorter or more comfortable for me. What can you do? What you will do? And you know that I have the fitness to play. So how can you solve this problem? This is a good question for you. Let me know what you think about that. And also, I believe if you work points like finish in 3, 5, or 4 shots, I don't think this is going to help you win more. It's good for practice. I understand academies need to do that because professionals do that. And if you want to be a professional, you need that. But you also need to understand what really helps you to win more tournaments. And to win more, you need to be consistent. You need to choose the right ball to be aggressive. You need to be physically prepared. You need to be mentally strong. And to be mentally strong, you need to go to the practice and work hard, because there is no way to be mentally strong if you don't work out, if you don't work hard. So this, I think, is all you need to win more tournaments. Also, I forgot to say that if you really want to be good, you cannot show emotions. Or, for example, some players show emotions, like Novak Djokovic. He can throw the racket and the next point plays well, but this is rare. So what usually happens if you are a normal player is you throw the racket, you show emotions, and you go down in the match. And let's say you are here with your opponent. If you do something wrong or your attitude is not the best, you go down, but your opponent goes up. And you keep doing, you go down, your opponent is going up. And when you notice, the distance is already so big that you cannot play more, you cannot win more that much. So if you can avoid showing emotions, if you can just turn your face and do something without your opponent looking, this is really important. Except that also, when you start the match, not always or not every time you'll play your best level. So you always need to find a way to win that match that you are not starting or that you are not playing with your level. And one thing that I want to help you here is, if you see that you are not consistent, if you see that you're missing too much, there is only one way to be more confident and to get the confidence back and to be more consistent again. That is to go a little bit more back and play higher balls, because higher balls go over the net. You start to play one here, second ball higher, you start to relax the muscle, and relaxing the muscle, you say to your brain, okay, I'm more relaxed, you start to play more balls in, and suddenly you are already inside of the match, you are already fighting for the match again. So this is really important, except that also your opponent can also have moments that he's gonna drop his level, or his level is not gonna be so good. Take advantage of that. Don't take it for granted that your opponent is always gonna play really super well. So your opponent can lose confidence at any moment. Always try to change read. If you are good, of course, try to change rhythms, try to take the ball outside of his comfort zone, that is hip level or a little bit above. Try to do slice, try to play high, try to play deep, short, open angles, try to change a little bit. And again, if you want to win more, you need to work to beat anyone. It's not, oh, I didn't have so much luck in this draw. No, you need to work hard. You need to work to beat any player of the tournament. And if you are ready, and if you mentally are prepared, okay, I can beat any player. Okay, this way you're gonna be much more prepared. You're gonna win much more, and it's gonna force you to work much harder during the week. And remember, your tournaments you win during the practice. And one quote that I really like is that you win your tournaments in the practice and you go to the tournaments just to bring the trophy. And I really believe on that, because your work is on the court, or your work is on the practice every single day, believing, eating well, sleeping well, resting, working out, doing your best on the practice, accepting the mistakes, learning from mistakes. This is all super important. I don't want to make a really super long video, because I know not everyone is gonna reach this part of the video. If you watch, let me know here, because I doubt anyone or someone is gonna watch all this video until the end. And for me, this is the most important thing of tennis, because I always talk about the technique. I never talk so much about this mental or physical part of tennis, which for me is the most important, because I also know no one will care, or majority of you just want to focus on some technique aspects and focus too much on the technique. Of course, technique is super important. In the beginning is the most important thing, technique and footwork, but tennis is much more than technique. Tennis is how you can run super fast, how you can be balanced in dynamic footworks, how you can be mentally ready, physically prepared. Tennis is so much that that's why it's also so fun, and that's why we are all here and playing every time. So let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, and I can try to help you also in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.